Hi guys, it's Jessica here. I'm working on some doll hats, and I thought while I was doing that I would do this tag. Um, BCS Art made this tag and tagged me. It's called the Dolly Art Tag, which sounds appropriate. But uh, I'll read the questions here. And I did try to write some notes, though I'll probably, I thought, oh, I'll remember. I don't need to write that down. And then I wish I had. But so the first question is, are you a customizer? And when I first saw that question, I was kind of, my first thought was, no, I'm not a customizer. I don't know why that was my first kind of response, but I'm like, well, yeah. I customize. I did a bunch of Blythe dolls this summer. It was my first time getting some Blythe dolls and working on them. And I, carved their faces and gave them face ups and made them outfits. So I kind of made like a little unicorn themed girl. So I did a lot of customization, and then there's the ball jointed dolls, of course. I have done face ups on quite a few of my dolls. I have other people do quite a few too, but I guess customizing, does that just mean painting their faces, or what else does that mean? Making them clothes, making them eyes. I've done all that. I've even made some shoes, and I buy a lot of that stuff too. So making wigs, that sort of thing. So I guess in that respect, I'm a customizer. Number two, do you do other artsy things other than dolls? Yes. Previous to getting into the doll hobby, my main hobby for many years, like over a decade, was digital illustration. So I did, and some writing. I a little bit of writing, but mostly drawing. I really liked drawing. So, and you can still see a lot of my old art on my Sighthound Lady DeviantArt account, which is long neglected now because I'm not able to do that because of my eyes and migraine issues. But me and computer screens don't get along so well anymore. But yeah, lots of I've done art and drawing and illustration and painting and drawing, since I was a little kid. So, and I'm 40 years young now, so that's been a long time. Let's see, number three. What is your favorite part of customizing? Favorite part is making it look how you wanted it to look, and creating a character. Also, the surprises when things don't go directly according to plan, and sometimes that leads you in an unexpected path, which is good too. Well, really. Number four, what is your least favorite part of customizing? That you're always worried you're gonna mess something up. And some things are very expensive, so but I would probably say my least favorite part of like working on dolls and doing face ups is the sealant issue. Sealant is very, very temperamental. It has to be just the right temperature. It has to be just the right humidity. And even then, it'll still just destroy your work that you worked on for 2 days. So I hate the sealant battles. sealant problems kept me from pursuing face-ups on my dolls for the first year, because I initially tried to do some things and the sealant issues just drove me away from that. I was like, no. So I do feel like this last year I tackled that. I did quite a few face-ups, and I still hate sealant though, and I can't do anything this winter because of the weather conditions, and I don't have an appropriate place to do spraying that's well ventilated and all that. So yeah, sealant's a bear. Number 5, do you use mostly pastels or acrylic paint? For dolls, I mostly use pastels. Pastels and watercolor pencils are probably the major things that I'm using when I'm doing face-ups. I think this is what this question is pertaining to. I'll use, Lola is snoring big time, sorry about that. I'll use acrylics for like maybe some eyeliner in the little parts of the mouth, just like the little tiny line of the mouth or the corners. Eyelashes, though, it seems like I'm doing more and more work. I've been doing that more with pencils, because I feel like I have more control. I use watercolor. I use watercolor paint on dolls. The liquid that comes in the tubes. I'll use that, but a lot of pastels is mostly what I use, because I can get better gradation and more natural looks, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Okay, number 6. Is there another dolly person's art that inspires you? Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, just everybody that I follow in the dolly hobby, people that I subscribe to on YouTube, people that I follow on Instagram. They're, to a lesser extent, I'll look at dolly stuff on Flickr and Tumblr, but just, I could just list. It would be a huge list of people that inspire me, and basically if I follow you and talk to you at any little bit on the forums and such, then you're probably somebody who influences my art, because that's just how it works. Is there a non-dolly person's art that inspires you? So I guess I have a really broad background in art. I mean, it's not my career, and I never wanted to make it my career. It's always been a hobby. But you know, I took art history courses through college, and I was just like a couple classes short of a art history minor. So yeah, I mean, Western art, ancient art, Indian, and Indian as far as in Asia. I took some courses on Chinese and Japanese Eastern art. So all those things have influences, and then just modern stuff too. I'm being very non-specific because I feel like I just that's where my brain is right now. Number 8. Do you prefer Anthro fantasy dolls or normal looking dolls? I like them all. I think when I initially got into the ball jointed doll hobby, Anthro dolls, I was really interested in Anthro dolls, because I had been interested in anthropomorphic art for many years. I used to do commissions in the Anthro art community, so Anthro dolls were pretty cool, and I still like those a lot. dolls with hooved feet or animal heads, or combination of those things. I really like those things. But I think my collection is definitely, I've gotten more real looking, though I do like my dolls to have like the doll zone. I mean, I do like sculpts that are different, or maybe look kind of alienish or fantasy. They're elves or fairies and that sort of thing. So they definitely have a fantasy slant to them. What are some of your favorite sculpts? Well, every doll I own is one of my favorite sculpts, and that's why I got it. So my Twiglings, Ingenue and Eloy, my Granado, my Doll Chateaus, my Lily Cats, my Minifee Boys. I mean, I could just list all of them. They're all my favorites. That's why I got them. I guess dolls that I don't have, I don't know, like I don't really like, at this point, I have kind of vague directions I'd like things to go. Like I know I want to be adding more tan to my collection, that I want future purchases to be tan dolls. But I usually end up getting sidetracked by something that comes up on the marketplace that's hard to resist. So yeah, I'm so broad today. Just very vague in general. Number 10, what are the types of dolls that you customize other than ball jointed dolls, if any? As the Blythe dolls, I have, that's really the only dolls I've really customized. As far as I've put A-zone bodies on the Blythes and Leica doll bodies, but it's only the Blythe faces that I've actually customized or done anything to other than that. So yeah, Blythe dolls. Is there a specific art style to your dolls? If I had to call it something, I guess historical. I like historical styles with a fantasy slant. That's probably the best way. I like to research how things are made, how they properly should be made, and then do my own thing with it. So as far as their fashion goes, that's how I would describe it. And so all sorts of periods through history, and Western and Asian and other cultures too. So I'm being very general again. Okay, number 12. What are some of your favorite art supplies? So doll-wise, it's the pastels, and watercolor paint and acrylic, and then the watercolor pencils. I like, just in general, digital art is still something that I mean, I don't get to do it really much, but I think I can still consider it a tool in my arsenal. Traditional art-wise, I really like my markers. Really like, I do like the colored pencils. Been using those more. Watercolor paint. I love watercolor paint. My Schminke watercolor paints are amazing. What is the supplies that you use? Number 13. I guess that's kind of, I don't know how that's different from 11. I guess I'm a little tired. Number 14, do you make clothes or customize clothes that are already made? I usually make my own. I have things, I bought things that I thought that I would try to customize, and I always chicken out. Like, I can't take something apart that somebody else has made and change it. But yeah, I make my dolls' clothes. And that's something that's pretty recent. I've only started sewing the last year. In fact, it's almost been exactly a year. I was looking through Instagram and saw my first kind of post where I had made this outfit for Lear, my Doll Chateau Dolores, and it was mid-February. So that was the first time I really sat down on my machine and like got a pattern and adjusted the pattern and like, you know, really went at it. Really trying to do things somewhat properly. So it's been really fun though. My clothes, the customized clothes. Number 15, so this is the last one. If you could get a custom doll or face up from anyone, who would it be? Any of the people that I have already, oops, my screen went off, that I've already gotten face ups from. Miss Mantis, BJD, my friend, has painted several of my dolls for me, and I would always be willing to have her paint more of my dolls. But the other people that have painted my dolls have been Lunar BJD. She painted Neela. She painted my Myrrh. That I bought him from her, and she had painted his face, and I love him. His face up is awesome. I have 2 dolls painted by Denali Wind, and I love her work. Fitzwig did my little girl here, and she's wonderful. Silent Wayfarer, she did my Veneto and my my Zuri. Angel Toast, I really love her work. I have some of her work. I'm just looking at everybody, looking to see what face ups they have. So any and all of those people. I have my Morpheo head coming in from Angsty Penguin. I would commission any of them again to paint dolls because I love their work. Some future people that I would hope to get some work done by. Gina recently posted her a custom Monster High doll. I don't know if it was Monster High or one of those, but it was painted by Ann Picaro. And I never wanted one of those dolls before, but that doll was adorable. So I would love to have like a custom one of those dolls, or just even a BJD face up. I really like her style. It really it would be at home here. Her work would be at home here with my dolls. So who else have I been wanting face ups and work from? Of course, my mind go blank. I should have written these down and I didn't. Yes, really, Lola. Really. Yeah, my mind went blank. Oh, Attila Tilly. She painted my Sion head, and she has another head in her possession of mine that will be coming back. So all people that I've just been really admire their face ups. So that was something else. I really like Spilt Almond Milks. I like her doll face ups, and I like her custom BJDs, not BJDs, Blythes. So a custom Blythe from her, I think all the ones that she's sewn, they've just been really, really adorable. And yeah, that would be somebody that I would love to get a custom Blythe from. So, okay, I am going to finish sewing these hats and then have some dinner. I hope you guys are all having a great evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. One more thing. I wanted to show you Gehern and his daughter Neela, because I thought they were looking really cute. I've got terrible lighting right now. Oh yeah, it's really, really bad lighting. Okay. How about this view? So here's Gehern and his daughter Neela. And I was really struck today somehow by their resemblance. You know, of course, the elf ears. but their noses, I thought their noses looked a lot alike, which is so cute. Elowen has this very elfish face too, and her little elf ears. Oh, I'm gonna mess up her there. And then Hurla, who doesn't have elf ears, but maybe I'll mod them if I don't get my hands on Juanese. But I think the little family's looking really cute. Alright, bye-bye.